I have my liquid, my fat, and my salt. While I'm waiting for that, then I have time, right? I have time to sift my flour. Remember, once it comes to a boil, dump your flour, all of it in, okay? Don't let it keep boiling, because you are evaporating your liquid and you're going to wonder why your dough is so dry, okay? Okay, everything, okay, you see I had everything all meased out. Make sure you have everything ready, okay? Make sure you have your spatulas. Make sure you have, okay? You have what you need, okay? I know this is simmering already. Make sure all your fat is melted, okay? Make sure it's all melted, and then it will come to a full rolling boil. Then dump in your flour. Okay, on the other one, I'm just demoing. I'm just getting ready for the one I'm going to do by machine. You saw earlier, it is pretty much, it was boiling earlier, yes? For you, your heat is better controlled. Okay, so it will come to rapid boil. So you see how it's boiling like that? I'm just dumping everything in. And once you dump in your flour, you can lower your heat again. Okay, you see how it comes into a dough? There's a little bit of a film. You need more of a film on the bottom, okay? Again, you need to cook out that flour taste, okay? So the film, you can see it's starting a little bit here. Just a little bit. You see that?
Yeah.
If not, you come by. Take a look at it. There's a little bit of a film, okay? But that's not enough. You need more of a film on the bottom, okay? So I'm going to keep going with this, because otherwise you don't know when to stop. Can you see the film? Okay, cook it a little bit so that when you add in your eggs, the flour will be able to absorb, okay? Okay, so now you can see more of a film on the bottom of the pan. Okay, it's a little bit thicker. It's thicker than I had earlier. Yeah? Now, this tells me, okay, stop. Okay, so for this one, you can come by and take a look at it. The second one, my water's boiling. Okay, I'm gonna dump in my flour. Again, don't just, trying to dust it in, right? Do exactly what I'm doing. Jump in the flour. I'm taking it off just a little bit. When it comes together, I'm gonna put it back on the heat, okay? Try to get all the flour. And again, you gotta cook it for a few minutes. And it's okay to bring down the heat. Okay, so say you're gonna do it by hand. Transfer your dough to a bowl, separate bowl, okay? You're not gonna need this anymore, all right? Yeah, again, so you can see, well, sort of, can't really see, the film that has developed on the bottom. All right, so that looks good to me. And this one I'm going to use with a machine. Okay? But again, you can come around. And even though your film develops quickly, it doesn't mean, oh, it's ready. Cook it a little bit, huh? Cook your dough a little bit. The film will get a little bit thicker. But again, if it already just, it's going to show a film already once you dump in the flour. Again, it doesn't mean, oh, okay, I'm done. I'm going to put it in here. No. Cook it a little bit, couple minutes, and then put it into a bowl if you're going to do it by hand. If not, put it into the KitchenAid bowl if you're going to use the machine. Okay? So I mentioned today, if you're ready to bake and you're going in the convection, tell me. And I will set up, okay, how many shells? We need 4 people to go in at one time at the top. Okay, when you check on it, don't check on when the color is very white, okay? If the color is dark, that means it's kind of set a little bit. You can open the door, pick up one of your eclairs or your cream puffs and feel, is it lighter? If it's not, put it back, okay? The rotating, same thing. Every time you check your product in the rotating, don't take it out today. Don't take it out of the oven. And if you're checking it in the rotating, don't take it out of the oven. You need to check it, pick it up. You have to put your hand in there, feel if your cream puff or your eclairs are lighter, great. If they're heavy, it still needs to bake, okay? Because the main issue is taking out your product way too early. After it falls, there's no going back. You can't put it back in the oven, okay? So the color today is darker than what you're used to, okay? It's darker than what you're used to. You're like, okay, it looks done. You take it out, guess what? It will fall. You're going to get so many pairs, like I said, so many pairs of chanclas. You don't need any more. Do you? Do you? No. So stop making so many, okay? Okay, my dough is getting a little bit cooler. Okay, so when you drizzle in your eggs today, scramble them. Scramble your eggs, okay? That's how you can add in a little bit at a time, okay? Whether you're doing it by hand or whether you're doing it by machine, scramble your eggs. Okay, this feels warm, not hot. And again, your MOPs have an exact temperature. You have your thermometers, you can check it. But again, it's warm, great. You can start gradually adding your eggs. Slowly but surely, your eggs will be soaked into the flour. And it'll become more paste-like, like a loose paste. I'm adding a little bit more in the beginning because I know it's going to need the egg anyway. As I get closer to the end, I'm going to lessen the amount that I add. Does that make sense? In the beginning, okay, it needs egg anyway, yeah? I can pour a little bit heavier. Towards the end, as I see the consistency is getting closer and closer, and I have this much egg, I'm not going to dump everything in. You're like, oh, okay, too late. You already added it in. There's no going back after that, okay? Okay, so today your priority is getting this done. Not to do your pastry cream first. Don't start doing that first. You have nothing to fill if you just have pastry cream today, okay? Okay, you'll notice the batter is a little bit more creamy. Not as dry anymore? Yeah, it's more like a paste, yes? So remember, it's kind of like it's in between a dough and a batter in consistency, okay? Okay, so how you check? Okay, I'm done. You lift up your dough and you let it fall. If it creates a V, you see that? It creates a V, you're done. I had egg left over. I'm not putting any more egg.
Egg wash.
Okay? Oh yeah, good idea. Save it for your egg wash. You're gonna need it at the end. Okay? So, again, you lift it up. Don't do this. Don't do that. You see what I'm doing? You lift it up. There's a V. Okay? It's done. All right? Now you can fill it. When you have a pastry bag, you need to put in your pastry tip first. Okay? Don't cut it yet. You put in the pastry tip first. You push it all the way to the end. And you see about here, you cut it. Cut it around halfway. Don't cut it too, yeah, then it's just going to pop out, okay? So you're going to cut it. Same thing goes if you have the star tip. If you have scissors, that's fine too. You can pop back the tip a little bit and then cut it and push it back out, okay? Anytime you fill a bag, okay, fold it over. So this part doesn't get dirty, okay? So, because if you need to refill it, it won't be dirty all over here, okay? So you flip it back. Then you fill the bag. Put your hand underneath here to use as leverage, okay? So, here's your batter. Put your batter in here. Use your hand to scrape it off, okay? Once you fill it, you fold it back in, right? This area right here, still clean, okay? Then you can use your hand if you have a rubber scraper, okay? Your rubber scraper, you can use that to kind of push the batter forward, okay? You want to do this instead of doing this immediately because you want to kind of push out air bubbles. Because if you're in the middle of piping something and an air bubble pops out, it's going to mess up the shape of your product.